Rule 2. Playing Terms and Definitions. Section 1. Abbreviations. Article 1. For brevity in the play rulings, the home team is H and the visiting team is V. Article 2. Players of the team at bat are B1, B2, etc. The player who bats first in his half of the inning is designated B1. The second player to bat is B2, etc. Substitutes are S1, S2, etc. Runners are R1, R2, or R3. R1 occupies first base, R2 occupies second base, and R3 occupies third base. Article 3. Fielding players are F1, F2, etc. in accordance with Diagram 1. Section 2. Awarded bases. When bases are awarded, it is the responsibility of the runner to legally touch those bases. In actuality, it is the right to advance without a play being made that is awarded. Section 3. A balk. A balk is an illegal act committed by the pitcher with runners on base, which entitles each runner to advance one base. Section 4. Ball, base on balls, intentional base on balls. Article 1. The ball is one of the playing implements. The term is also used to designate a pitch which is not touched by the bat and is not a strike, as in 7-2-1 and 7-2-2. Article 2. A base on balls is an award of first base, often referred to as a walk. If a batter receives 4 such balls, the batter must go immediately to first base before timeout is called. Article 3. An intentional base on balls may be given by the defensive team by having its catcher or coach request that the umpire award the batter first base. This may be done before pitching to the batter or on any ball and strike count. The ball shall be declared dead before making the award. F5. Fair ball, base hit. Article 1. A fair ball is a batted ball which A. Settles on fair territory between home and third base or between home and first base, or B. Contacts fair ground on or beyond an imaginary line between first and third base, or C. Is on or over fair ground when bounding to the outfield past first or third base. D. First falls on fair ground on or beyond first or third base, or E. Touches first, second, or third base, or F. While on or over fair territory, touches the person of an umpire or player, their clothing or equipment, or G. While over fair ground, passes out of the playing field in flight. 1. A fly ball or line drive which passes over the inside of first base or third base in flight and curves foul to foul ground beyond such base is not a fair hit, but a hit which goes over or through the fence is a fair hit if it is over fair ground when it leaves the field. Article 2. A base hit, also called a safe hit or a single, is one which enables the batter to advance to first base without being put out. Article 3. An extra base hit is one which enables the batter to advance to first base and then to one or more of the succeeding bases. A 2-base hit, double, or 3-base hit, triple, or home run enables him to reach second, third, or home base respectively. Article 6. Batted ball. A batted or thrown ball is in flight until it has touched the ground or some other object other than a fielder. Article 2. A fly ball is a batted ball which rises an appreciable height above the ground. Article 3. A line drive is a batted ball which travels parallel or nearly so with the ground through most of its flight. Article 4. A ground ball is a ball which is either a fly or a line drive. Section 7. Batter, batter's box, batter runner. Article 1. The batter is the player of the team at bat who is entitled to occupy either one of the two batter's boxes shown in Diagram 2. Article 2. The batter's box is 4-foot by 6-foot area in which the runner shall stand when batting. The lines are part of the box. Official measurements in Diagram 2. A batter runner is a player who has finished his time at bat until he is put out or until playing action ends. Section 8. Bunt. A bunt is a fair ball in which the batter does not swing to hit the ball but holds the bat in the path of the ball to tap it slowly to the infield. If an attempt to bunt is a foul ball, it is treated the same way as any other foul ball, except that if an attempt is by the batter who has 2 strikes, such a batter is out. Section 9. Catch, catcher, catcher's box. Article 1. A catch is the act of a fielder in getting secure possession in his hand or glove of a live ball in flight and firmly holding it, provided he does not use his cap, protector, mask, pocket, or other part of his uniform to trap the ball. The catch of a fly ball by a fielder is not completed until the continuing action of the catch is completed. A fielder who catches a ball and then runs into a wall or another player then drops the ball has not made a catch. A fielder at full speed who catches a ball and whose initial momentum carries him several more yards after which he drops the ball from his glove has not made a catch. When the fielder, by his action of stopping, removing the ball from his glove, etc., signifies initial action of the completed and then drops the ball, will be judged to have made the catch. The same definition of a catch would apply when making a double play. It is considered a catch if a fielder catches a fair or foul ball and then steps or falls into a bench, dugout, stand, bleacher, or over any boundary or barrier such as a fence, rope, chalk line, or pre-game determined imaginary boundary line of field of play. Falling into does not include merely running against such object. Fielder juggling the ball and or intentionally drop ball, and for a ball striking catcher before touching his glove. It is not a catch when a fielder touches a batted ball in flight, which then contacts a member of the offensive team or an umpire and then caught by a defensive player. Note, when a batted ball or a pitch is involved, the above definition of a catch applies. For any other thrown ball, the term is used loosely to also apply to a pickup or the trapping of a low throw, which has touched the ground. A fielder may have the ball in his grasp even though it is touching the ground while in his glove. Article 2. The catcher is the player from whom the pitcher throws when delivering a ball to the batter. Article 3. The catcher's box is an area 43 inches by 8 feet, official measurement in Diagram 2. Section 10. Conferences. A charged conference is a meeting which involves the coach or his non-playing representative and a player or players of the team, defensive or offensive. Article 2. A pregame conference is a meeting involving the umpires, both head coaches and team captains, if available, near home plate. The meeting should begin approximately 5 minutes prior to the game. The purpose of the pregame conference is to exchange and check each team's lineup cards and to discuss ground rules. Umpires also shall ask the head coaches of the opposing teams if their players are legally and properly equipped. In addition, the expectation of good sporting behavior is shared with both teams and representatives. Both teams shall remain in their dugout or bullpen area until this meeting has concluded. Section 11, Dead Ball. The ball becomes dead when acts listed in 5-1 occur, or play is suspended as in 5-2-1. See table in Rule 5. Section 12, Error. Article 1. An error is a misplay by a fielder or a team which is recorded in the error column of the player's or team's record. Article 2. Other misplays that are not recorded in the error column but are included in the game summary may include a balk, a wild pitch, batter hit by pitched ball, and a passed ball. Section 13, Fielder. A fielder is any of the 1-9 players on the defensive team. Article 2. The players who may play left field, right field, and center field are outfielders. Article 3. The others are infielders. Article 4. The pitcher and catcher are the battery. Article 5. In play rulings, a fielder is referred to as F1, F2, etc. Refer to Diagram 1. Section 14. A fielder's choice. Article 1. A fielder's choice is the act of a fielder with a live ball who elects to throw from an attempted putout or retire unassisted any runner or batter, thus permitting the advance of another runner. The scorer decides whether the batter is credited with a safe hit or an extra base hit in accordance with 922 and 933. Scorers use the term in the following ways. A. To indicate the advance of a batter runner who takes one or more bases when a fielder who handles his batted ball plays on a preceding runner. B. To indicate the advance of a runner other than by stolen base or error while a fielder is trying to put out another runner. And C. To indicate the advance of a runner due to the defensive team's refusal to play on him. An undefended steal. Section 15, a forfeited game. A forfeited game is one awarded to the opponent of the offending team. Section 16, foul tip. Article 1. A foul ball is a batted ball which A. settles on foul territory between home and first base or between home and third base. B. That bounds past first base or third base on or over foul territory. Or C. That first falls on foul territory beyond first or third base. Or D. That while on or over foul territory touches the person of an umpire, player, or any object foreign to the natural ground. Or E. That touches the ground after inadvertently being declared foul by an umpire. F. That hits the batter in the batter's box, or that hits the ground or home plate and then hits the batter or the bat which is held by the batter while he is in the batter's box. Article 2. A foul tip is a batted ball that goes directly to the catcher's hands and is legally caught by the catcher. This is a strike and ball is in play. Section 17. Game, called game, suspended game. Article 1. A regulation interscholastic game is 7 innings for each team unless shortened or unless extra innings are necessary to break a tie score. Article 2. A called game is one which is ended by order of the umpire in accordance with 4.3. Article 3. A suspended game is a called game to be completed at a later time. Section 18. Illegal pitch. An illegal pitch is an illegal act committed by the pitcher with no runners on base, which results in the ball being awarded to the batter. When an illegal pitch occurs with runners or runners on base, it is ruled a balk. Section 19. Infield fly. An infield fly is a fair fly not including a line drive or an attempted bunt, which can be caught by an infielder with ordinary effort. Rule does not preclude outfielders from being allowed to attempt to make the catch, and provided the ball is made before two are out and at a time when first and second base or all bases are occupied. When it seems apparent that a batted ball will be an infield fly, the umpire immediately announces it for the benefit of the runners. If the ball is near a space line, the umpire shall declare infield fly if fair, for batter being out and right out of base runner to advance after retouching his base. Section 20. Innings. An inning is that portion of the game which includes a turn at bat for each team. Article 2. A half inning is the interval during which one team is on offense, batting, and the other team is on defense, fielding. A half inning ends when there are a third out or when, in the last inning, the winning run is scored. In either case, if there is a delayed out declared by the umpire for a base running infraction, a possible fourth out may be recognized. Article 3. An extra inning is one which extends the game in an attempt to break a tie score. Section 21. Interference, offensive, umpire, spectator. Article 1. Offensive interference is an act, physical or verbal, by the team at bat. A. Which interferes with, obstructs, impedes, hinders, or confuses any fielder attempting to make a play. Or B. When a runner creates malicious contact with any fielder, with or without the ball, or out of the baseline. Article 2. It is umpire interference when he inadvertently moves so as to hinder a catcher's attempt to throw, or when a fair ball touches an umpire, as in 511F, or thrown ball. Article 3. Spectator interference is an act by a spectator which impedes the progress of the game. Article 4. Follow-through interference is when the bat hits the catcher after the batter has swung at a pitch and hinders action at home plate or the catcher's attempt to play on a runner. Article 5. Backswing interference is when the batter contacts the catcher or his equipment prior to the time of the pitch. Section 22. Obstruction and fake tag. Article 1. Obstruction is an act, intentional or unintentional, as well as physical or verbal, by a fielder, any member of the defensive team, or its personnel that hinders a runner or changes the pattern of play, or when a catcher or fielder hinders a batter. When obstruction occurs, the ball becomes dead at the end of the playing action, and the umpire has the authority to determine which base or bases shall be awarded the runners according to the rule violated. Article 2. A fake tag is an act by a defensive player without the ball that simulates a tag. A fake tag is considered obstruction. Article 3. The fielder without possession of the ball denies access to the base the runner is attempting to achieve. Section 23. On-deck circle. An on-deck circle for each team is the circle 5 feet in diameter, located 37 feet to the side and away from home plate if space permits. Otherwise, it should be a safe distance to the side and away from home plate. Section 24. Out, force out, put out, strike out, tag out, throw out. Article 1. A force out is a put out during which a runner who is being forced to advance is tagged out, or is put out by a fielder who holds the ball while touching the base toward which the forced runner is advancing. Article 2. A put out is the act of a fielder in retiring a batter or runner. For put outs credited to the catcher and to the other fielders, an out is one of 3 requirements of players of that team at bat. A put-out is the act of a fielder in retiring a batter-runner. For put-outs credited to the catcher and to other fielders, see 952. An out is one of the 3 required retirements of players of the team at bat. Article 3. A strikeout is the result of the pitcher getting a third strike charged to the batter. This usually results in the batter being out, but it does not so result in the third strike is not caught and the batter runner illegally reaches first base. Article 4. A tag out is the put out of a runner, including the batter runner, who is not in contact with his base when touched with the live ball, or with the glove or hand when the live ball is held securely therein by a fielder. The ball is not considered as having been securely held if it is juggled or dropped after touching, unless the runner deliberately knocks the ball from the hand of the fielder. Article 5. A throw out is a put out caused by a throw to first base to retire a batter runner or to any other base to which a runner is forced or is required to retouch. Section 25. Overrunning and oversliding. Overrunning or oversliding is the act of a runner who, after touching the base to which he is advancing, allows his momentum to carry him past the base so that he loses contact with it. For the right to overrun first base, for cases where a runner is not credited with a stolen base, or a batter with an extra base hit, see 253, 933, and 941. If a force is involved, 229.3 states that touching a base ends the force. Section 26. Passed ball. A passed ball is a pitch which the catcher fails to stop or control when he should have been able to do so with ordinary effort, and which enables a runner, including the batter runner, to advance. Section 27. Penalty. Article 1. A penalty is the action taken by the umpire against a player, coach, or team for a rule infraction. Penalties include A. Restricting the coach to the dugout. B. Ejecting an offending player or coach. C. Declaring a batter or runner out. D. Awarding a base to a batter or runner. E. Awarding a ball to the batter for an illegal pitch when there are no runners for delay by a pitcher. F. Charging a batter with a strike for delay. G. Forfeiting a game. H. Removing non-players from the bench or field. Section 28. Pitcher, pitch, pivot foot. Article 1. The pitcher is the player who is designated in the lineup as being responsible for delivering the ball to the batter. Article 2. A live ball delivered to the batter is a pitch. The term implies a legally delivered ball unless otherwise stated. When a pitcher commits a balk and completes his delivery to the batter or delivers an illegal pitch, it is not considered a pitch because the ball became dead at the time of the infraction. Article 3. Time of the pitch is when the pitcher has committed himself to delivering the pitch to the batter. For the wind-up position, the time of pitch occurs when the pitcher, A, first starts any movement of his arms or legs after stepping onto the pitcher's plate with his hands already together in front of his body. B, with both hands at his side, first starts any movement with both arms or legs prior to the pitch. C, with either hand in front of the body and the other hand at his side after bringing his hands together, first starts any movement of his arms or legs prior to the pitch. For the set position, the time of pitch occurs the instant the pitcher, after coming to a complete and discernible stop, starts any movements with his arms or legs that commits him to pitch. Article 4. A pitch ends when the pitch ball is secured by the catcher, B, comes to rest, C, goes out of play, D, becomes dead, or E, the batter hits the ball other than a foul tip. Article 5. A feint is a movement which simulates the start of the pitch or a throw to a base and which is used in an attempt to deceive the runner. Article 6. The pitcher's pivot foot, that is the foot in which the pitcher contacts the pitcher's plate when he delivers the ball, for example, the pivot foot is the left foot for a left-handed pitcher. Section 29. Play, double play, force play, play ruling, squeeze play. Article 1. Play is the order given by the umpire when it is time for the game to begin, or is to be resumed after being suspended when he has called time. The term is also used to denote a unit of action which begins when the pitcher has the ball in his possession in pitching position and ends when the ball becomes dead or pitcher again holds the ball while he is in pitching position. Article 2. A double play is the continuous activity which results in two putouts during a play as defined in Article 1. Article 3. A force play is a play in which a runner, 2 or 3 runners, loses his right to the base he occupies and is forced to advance because the batter becomes a batter runner. For a given runner, a force play ends as soon as he touches the next base, or the following runner is put out at a previous base. When a runner advances beyond a base to which he is forced without touching it, the force play remains. Also, a force situation is reinstated when a runner retreats past the base to which he was forced to advance. Article 4. A play ruling is a statement of a play situation and the correct ruling. It is considered an integral part of the rules and applies to enigulous situations. Article 5. A squeeze play is one in which the runner advances towards home plate from third base as the ball is being pitched, and during which the batter bunts to permit the runner to score. A defensive appeal of a runner failing to touch a base or a tag-up is not a play. Section 30. Run, runners, retired runners. Article 1. A run is the score made by a runner who legally advances and touches home plate. Article 2. A runner is a player of the team at bat who has finished his time at bat and has not yet been put out. The term includes batter runner and also any runner who occupies a base. Article 3. A retired runner is a player of the team at bat who has been put out, or who has scored and is still in live ball territory. Section 31, Sacrifice. A sacrifice is a bunt which enables any runner to advance, or a fly ball, sacrifice fly, which enables a runner to score. In either case, the result is the batter runner being put out before he reaches first base, or would have resulted in his being put out if the batted ball had been fielded without error, and provided two were not out when the ball was hit. A sacrifice is not listed as a time at bat. Section 32, Slide. A legal slide can be either feet first or head first. If a runner slides feet first, at least one leg and buttock shall be on the ground. If a runner slides, he must slide within reach of the base with either a hand or foot. A runner may slide or run in a direction away from the fielder to avoid making contact or altering the play of a fielder. A slide is illegal if A. The runner uses a rolling crossbody or pop-up slide into the fielder. B. The runner's raised leg is higher than the fielder's knee when the fielder is in a standing position. C. Except at home plate, the runner goes beyond the base and then makes contact or alters the play of the fielder. At home plate, it is permissible for the slider's momentum to carry him through the plate in a straight line, baseline extended. D. The runner slashes or kicks the fielder with either leg. E. The runner tries to injure the fielder. F. The runner on a force play does not slide on the ground and is in direct line between the two bases. Section 33, Speed Up Rules. Rule modifications to speed up the game may be adopted by state associations. Page 65. Section 34, Stolen Base, Double Steal, Triple Steal. Article 1. A stolen base is an advance of a runner to the next base without the aid of a base hit, a putout, or a fielding error. Article 2. A double steal is two runners advancing on such a play. Article 3. A triple steal is three runners advancing on such a play. Section 35, Strike Zone. The strike zone is the space over home plate, the top of which is halfway between the batter's shoulders and waistline, and the bottom being the knees, when he assumes his natural batting stance. The height of the strike zone is determined by the batter's normal batting stance. If he crouches or leans over to make the shoulders line lower, the umpire determines the height of what would be the batter's normal stance. Section 36, Substitutions. A substitute is a player who is eligible to replace another player already in the lineup. Article 2. An unreported substitute is a player who by rule can be in the game but has entered without reporting. Article 3. An illegal substitute is A. A player who enters or re-enters the game without eligibility to do so. B. A player who re-enters the game in the wrong position in the batting order. C. A player who enters the game on defense while the player for whom he is batting is also on defense. D. When the player for whom the DH is batting enters the game as the batter or runner in a different position in the batting order, or available only for player DH option 1. E. A player who violates the courtesy runner rule. Section 37. Throw. A throw is the act of voluntarily losing possession through having the ball leave the hand for the purpose other than the pitch. It may result in the ball being bounced, handed, rolled, tossed, or thrown. Section 38, Time. Time is the command of the umpire to suspend play. The ball becomes dead when it is given. The term is also used in recording the length of the game. Section 39, time at bat. Time at bat is the period beginning when the batter first enters the batter's box and continuing until he is put out or becomes a runner. A batter is not charged in the records with a time at bat when he makes a sacrifice hit, is hit by a pitched ball, is awarded a base on balls, is replaced before being charged with 2 strikes, is replaced after being charged with 2 strikes and the substitute does not strike out, or when he advances to first base because of obstruction by a fielder. Section 40, touching the ball, base, or runner. Touching is contact with, and there is no distinction between the act of touching or being touched. The term applies to contact with any part of the person or his clothing if the clothing is reasonably well fitted. This includes A, a pitched ball touching a batter, B, a batted ball touching the batter or any runner, C, the catch or touching the bat, D, a player touching a base, E, a ball touching a player or non-player. Note, for failure to touch home plate, see 825 penalty. For retouching a base, see 828. For base coming loose, see 842H. And for oversliding, see 225.1. Section 41, wild pitch. A wild pitch is one which cannot be handled by the catcher with ordinary effort. Section 42, playing field. The playing field includes both fair and foul territory. Any other areas beyond the playing field are defined as being outside the playing field. Dead ball area. Any wall, fence, barricade, rope, wire, marked or imaginary line is considered part of the playing field. Any areas beyond those boundaries are outside of the playing field. Rule 2. Playing terms and definitions. Base on balls. B1 receives ball 4 and he is or a teammate or a coach of a team is immediately requests time. Pause. Ruling. The umpire shall ignore the request and order B1 to go to first base, after which a player or coach of Team A may request time. Fair ball, base hit. Situation A. B1 hits a fair line drive that is touched in flight by F4, after which it hits an umpire standing behind F4. The ball is caught by F6 before it touches the ground. Pause. Ruling. B1 is not out. The ball remains live because it has been touched by a defensive player before it hit the umpire. Any batted ball that stays in play cannot be caught for an out if it hits an umpire. Situation B. B1 hits a ground ball that rolls along the third baseline and touches both outside and inside the foul line. The ball bounces directly over third base or touches third. It lands on foul or fair ground. Pause. Ruling. The ball is fair. Situation C. B1 hits a fly ball that comes down on foul ground, A, between home and first, or B, beyond first. In each case, before it has touched anyone, it rolls to fair ground first, where it is then fielded or lies on the ground. Pause. Ruling. In A, the ball is fair. In B, the ball is foul. Situation D. B1 hits a line drive that is inside the foul line when it passes over the fence in front of the stands, but which is blown by the wind, or it curves so it hits the back of the stands outside the foul line extended. Pause. Ruling. This is a fair ball. Situation E. The batter hits the ball, drops the bat, and it unintentionally hits the ball a second time. A. Fair territory, and it is either touched by the fielder and or comes to rest in fair territory. Or B. Foul territory, and it is either touched by a fielder and or comes to rest in either fair or foul territory. C. Fair territory and is either touched by a fielder and or comes to rest in foul territory. Ruling. In A, the ball is fair. In B and C, the ball is foul. Catch. Situation A. B1 hits a ground ball to F5. The throw to F3 is wide, causing him to stretch for the catch. The ball arrives in time, but as F3 attempts to regain his balance, he drops the ball. Is the runner out? Pause. Ruling. Attempts to regain balance after receiving the ball are considered part of the act of catching, and if the fielder does not come up with the ball in his possession, it is not considered a catch. In all cases, judgment is a factor. If the ball is clearly in the fielder's possession, and if some other new movement not related to the catch is then made, and if the ball is fumbled during such new movement, the umpire will declare it a catch followed by a fumble. Situation B. B1 hits a ground ball to F6, who throws to first. F3 juggles the ball so that it rolls up his arm and is clamped to his body by an elbow or forearm when B1 touches first. Ruling. B1 is safe. It is not a catch until the ball is secured by the bare hand or glove hand. Situation C. B1 hits a fly ball to F8. F8 gets the ball in his hands, but it is dropped. A. When he falls to the ground and rolls over. B. When he collides with a fielder and or the wall. Or C. When he starts to throw to the infield. Ruling. In A and B, it is not a catch. In C, it is a legal catch if an umpire rules that the ball was dropped as the fielder voluntarily removed the ball from the glove. Comment. When playing the field includes both fair and foul playing territory, any other areas beyond the playing field are defined as being outside the playing field, dead ball area. Any wall, fence, barricade, rope, wire, marked or imaginary line is considered part of the playing field. Any areas beyond those boundaries are outside the playing field. A fielder's status, generally, is determined by the location of his feet, and when a foot is touching a boundary line or the playing field inside the boundary line, he has not left the playing field, even though his other foot might be in contact with the area beyond the boundary line. Umpires may use the following guidelines to determine the status of a fielder following the catch of a batted or thrown ball. 1. It is a catch when he has one or both feet touching the playing field, or with both feet in flight prior to his touching any dead ball area. 2. After making the catch, both feet are entirely in dead ball area, the ball becomes dead. 3. If the ball is caught after he has established his position outside the playing field, it is not a legal catch. Also remember that whenever a dead ball follows a catch, there are instances when one or more runners may be awarded bases. Situation D. B1 hits a two-hopper back to the pitcher. F1 gloves the batted ball but cannot get the ball out of his glove. He quickly removes the glove, and with the ball that is securely stuck inside the webbing of the glove, he shovels the glove to the first baseman, who is in contact with first base. The first baseman catches the glove with the ball in it just before B1 touches first base. Is B1 out? Ruling. B1 is out because F3 has secure possession of the glove and ball. Conferences. 5 minutes prior to the start of the game, the home plate umpire calls both team representatives together for a pregame conference. A. The home team sends out the assistant coach. B. The home team sends out the team captain. C. The visiting team sends out the head coach and team captain. Ruling. A. Illegal unless the head coach is not on site or is incapacitated and the assistant coach has assumed the responsibilities of head coach. B. Illegal While team captains are permitted to attend the pregame conference, they do not replace the head coach. Head coaches must attend the pregame conference as available. C. Legal. Foul ball. Situation A. On a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes, B1 hits a fly ball down the right field line. While the ball is in the air, the umpire inadvertently declares foul ball. A. F9 catches the ball in flight. B. The ball falls to the ground in fair territory. C. The ball falls to the ground in foul territory. Ruling. A. The batter is out and the ball remains live. B and C. The ball is immediately dead as soon as it touches the ground. The batter returns to bat with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Situation B. On a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes, B1 hits a ground ball down the third base line and the umpire inadvertently declares foul ball. F5 fields the ball in fair territory and throws to F3. Ruling. The ball is dead immediately once it hits the ground. B1 returns to bat with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Situation C. B1 hits a fly ball down the left field line. F7 goes over near the foul line and is in fair territory when he reaches over the foul line and drops an attempt to catch the ball. Ruling. Even though F7 is in fair territory when he touches the ball is foul because of its position of the ball and not the player that determines whether the ball is fair or foul. Situation D. B1's bunt rolls up the first base line where it hits B1's bat that was lying on the ground in fair territory. The ball deflects into foul territory. Is the ball fair or foul? Ruling. The ball is foul, provided the bat was not placed there intentionally. The bat is considered part of the playing field. Comment. Determining when a ball becomes dead on a foul is sometimes tricky. With R2 on second and no one out, consider the following. 1. An attempted bunt on a third strike by B2 is a foul fly that is caught by F2. B2 would have been out without the catch, but because the catch, F1 is not credited with a strikeout and R2 may attempt to advance after the catch. 2. The first strike on B2 is a result of a foul fly that comes down near the backstop, with F2 attempting a catch. While reaching into the field of play, a spectator deflects it, and A. prevents the catch, or B. F2 gets deflected ball in his glove and holds onto it. In A and B, the ball shall be declared dead at the moment of the spectator's interference. B2 is declared out, and R2 will be awarded the bases he would have reached in the judgment of the umpire had there been no spectator interference. 3. B2 hits a foul fly ball to right field. It is not caught. R2, who was on second base, has passed third before the ball becomes dead. R2 must return to second. 4. A pitch touches the bat of B2 in A. It goes directly to F2's glove, then his protector, and rebounds back his hand or glove. B. Goes directly to F2's protector or mask and rebounds into his hand or glove. A. It is a foul tip and a catch. In B, the ball becomes dead when it touches the body of F2. It is an uncaught foul ball. In a related situation, a foul ball rises and comes down to strike the catcher's mask or protector and then rebounds into his hands. It is a caught foul. B2 is out and the ball remains live. Care must be taken with premature rendering a foul ball situation, considering that a foul ball call renders the ball dead that touches the ground. Situation E. While B1 is batting, he hits the ball and the ball strikes him. A. While he is in the batter's box. B. When he is outside the batter's box. Ruling. A. A declared foul ball. B. The runner is out. In both situations, the ball is immediately dead once it touches the batter. Foul ball, foul tip. Situation A. B1 swings and tips the ball, and A, the ball goes directly to the catcher's glove, then rebounds to the catcher's chest protector, then the ball is caught by the catcher. Or B, the ball goes directly to the catcher's chest protector, then is caught by the catcher. Ruling: in A, the pitch is a strike and remains live. In B, this is a foul ball. Situation B. With R1 on first base, B2 attempts to hit on the first pitch, which goes directly from his bat to F2's mitt, then rebounds to F1, who catches the ball in flight as R1 is advancing. Ruling: this is a foul ball. The ball is dead and R1 returns to first base. Situation C. With R1 on first base, B2 has a 1-1 count and attempts to bunt. The ball goes from his bat high into the air with a perceivable arch to F2's glove and rebounds towards F1, who catches the ball while R1 is advancing. Ruling: this is not a foul tip, but a caught foul fly. R1 is in jeopardy of being out if he does not return to the properly retouched first base. Infield fly rule. Situation: with one out, R2 on second and R1 on first when B4 hits an infield fly. Base runners believe there are 2 outs and start running as soon as the ball is hit. F4 fails to catch the infield fly and both runners cross home plate. Ruling: B4 is out for hitting the infield fly, but the runs count since the runners may advance at their own risk. Innings. Situation: with 2 outs and R3 on third, B1 has a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch hits the ground in front of home plate and bounces over it. B4 swings and misses. R3 crosses home plate, but B4 makes no effort to get to first. F2 catches the bounce and rolls the ball towards the pitcher's mound, and all infielders leave the diamond. Ruling: if the batter gives up and enters the dugout or other dead ball area, the batter is out. The runs would not count. Interference. Situation A. With R2 on second base, B2 hits a grounder to F6. Just as F6 starts to throw to first base, R2, on his way to third base, yells at F6, which startles F6, causing him to throw the ball over F3's head into dead ball territory. Ruling: R2 is called out immediately for verbal interference, and if in the judgment of the umpire the interference prevented a possible double play, B2 also would be called out. Situation B. R3 is on third and R2 on second. B4 hits down the left field line. R3 scores, but R2 maliciously runs over F5 after R3 touches home plate. Ruling: interference because of malicious contact. The ball is dead immediately. R3 run counts because it scored before the interference. R2 is called out and ejected because of malicious contact. The batter runner shall be returned to the base he last legally touched before the interference occurred. With 2 outs, B3 strikes out, but F2 drops the ball, which rebounds into B3's base path. As B3 begins to running to first, B3 accidentally kicks the ball. Ruling: B3 is not guilty of interference and the ball remains live, unless in the umpire's judgment B3 intentionally kicked the ball. Situation: R2 on second base. The umpire inadvertently interferes with the catcher's throw back to F1, and R2 advances to third base. Ruling: if in the umpire's judgment his interference permitted R2 to reach third base safely, the umpire shall send R2 back to second base. Obstruction. Situation A. R1 attempts to steal second. F2, upon receiving the pitch, throws a pop-up to F6. F5 yells, "Back, get back, get back." R1 thinks B2 has hit a pop-up and starts back to first base where he is tagged out. Ruling. This is verbal obstruction, and R1 shall be awarded second base. Situation B. B1 hits the ball into the gap. He rounds first and heads to second base. F6 blocks the base, A, while the outfielder still has the ball, B, after F6 catches the ball, or C, the ball is in motion from the outfield and F6 probably will make a play on B1. Ruling. In obstruction in A, legal in B, obstruction in C, if F6 denies access to the base without possession of the ball. Situation C. A runner is advancing to score when F7 throws home. F2 completely blocks home plate with his lower leg while A, in possession of the ball, B, while juggling and attempting to secure the ball, or C, before the ball has reached F2. Ruling. Legal in A, obstruction in B and C, if the catcher denies access to home plate prior to securely possessing the ball. Pitch. Situation A. R3 is on third and R1 is on first with no outs. F1 contacts the pitcher's plate and assumes the set position. As he begins his stretch, R1 advances towards second base attempting to steal. F1 realizes R1 is stealing, but he does not throw to second, fearing that R3 will break for home and score. F1 completes his stretch, coming to a pause with the ball in both hands in front of his body. R1 reaches second and rounds it, after which F1 delivers the ball to B3, who fouls the pitch into the stands. Ruling. R1 is allowed to remain on second because he was there prior to the time of pitch. The definition of time of pitch determines the base which R1 is entitled. Situation B. R3 is on third base with two outs. F1 contacts the pitcher's plate and assumes the wind-up position with his glove hand in front of his body and his pitching hand by his side. As he brings his pitching hand to the glove hand, R3 takes off for home. F1 steps legally off the pitcher's plate with his pivot foot and throws to F2 to tag out R3. Ruling. This is not a balk. With the pitcher's glove hand in front of his body and the pitching hand by his side, the act of bringing the two hands together does not constitute time of pitch. The out stands. Situation C. With R3 on third base, F1 steps on the pitcher's plate to take a sign from F2. After taking the sign, F1 brings both hands up together in front of his body and then stops to adjust the ball. Ruling. This is a balk. R3 is awarded home. The time of pitch occurred when F1 moved both arms. Comment. What is the time of pitch for the A windup or B set position? Stepping onto the pitcher's plate with both hands in front of the body first starts any movement of his arms or legs prior to delivering his pitch. B. With both hands at his side, he first starts any movement with both arms or the non-pivot foot prior to delivering the pitch. C. With either hand in front of his body and the other hand at his side, after bringing his hands together, he first starts any movement of his arms or legs prior to delivering the pitch. In B, it occurs the instant the pitcher, after coming to a complete and discernible stop, starts any movement with his arms or legs that commits him to pitch. Force play. With one out and R1 at first base, B3 hits a fly ball to short left field. R1 rounds second, but retreats towards first base when he thinks the ball will be caught. The ball drops, but F7 retrieves the ball and throws it to second base. R1 is between first and second. Ruling. R1 is out, as the force place was reinstated when he retreated past second base. Appeal play. Situation A. B1 hits a ground ball to F5, who throws the ball into the dugout. B1 misses first base while advancing to second. The coach of the offensive team says an appeal cannot be honored because the act of throwing the ball into dead ball area was a play. Ruling: an appeal can be made for the missed base by a defensive team. The throw by F5 was part of the initial play and did not end his team's right to appeal. Situation B. Following a base hit by B2, the visiting team wishes to appeal R1 missing third base as he advanced to home. After all playing action is over, the pitcher throws the ball to the third baseman while claiming R1 missed the base. F5 is not watching and the throw goes into dead ball territory. Ruling: after B2 has been awarded 2 bases, the visiting team may now verbally appeal R1's missed base. Because an appeal is not a play, the visiting team retains its ability to appeal the base running error. Slide: with R1 on first base, a ground ball is hit to F6, who throws to F4 covering second. R1 slides late at second, stays in the baseline, but R1 makes contact with F4, who is in front of the base, causing him to overthrow first base. Ruling: providing the slide was legal and the contact is not malicious, there is no violation. Situation A. With R1 on first base, B2 hits a ground ball to F4, who makes a throw to F6 in an effort to turn to double play. R1 slides directly into second base, or B does not slide directly at the base but slides or runs away from F6. Ruling: in A and B, the actions are legal. Situation B. R3 is on third base and R1 is on first base with no outs. A ground ball is hit to F6, who throws to F4 at second base. R1 slides out of the base path in an attempt to prevent F4 from turning to double play. Ruling: since R1 did not slide directly into second base, R1 is declared out, as well as the batter runner. R3 returns to third base, the base occupied at the time of pitch. Situation C. Bases loaded. A ground ball to F1 is thrown to F2. R3 slides directly into and past home plate. F2 throw to another base is contacted by R3 in the baseline extended. Ruling: because R3 slid directly into home plate in the baseline extended and the contact was not malicious, this is not a violation. Situation D. Bases loaded. A ground ball to F1 is thrown to F2. R3 slides on the ground, not in a direct line to the plate, reaching out with his hand to touch the plate. His contact hinders F2's attempted throw to another base. Ruling: this is a force play slide rule interference. The ball is immediately dead. R3 is out, as well as the batter runner. Situation E. R2 is on second base with 1 out. B3 hits a single and R2 scores. After catching the throw, F2 tries to throw to second base. R2's slide was A, not in a straight line through the plate, or B, in a straight line into and over through the plate in the baseline extended. In both cases, his contact hinders F2's throw. Ruling: in A, the ball is immediately dead, R2's run counts, and B3 is called out on the interference. In B, R2's slide is legal. Speed-up rules. By mutual agreement, coaches of both teams decide to allow a courtesy runner for the catcher for the duration of the game. Ruling: suggested speed-up rules may be used in part for their entirety only if the state association has approved their use. Strike zone. Situation: the pitch is across home plate and the batter's armpits. Ruling: this is a ball. Had the pitch been halfway between the batter's shoulders and his waistline, the pitch would have been a strike.